want to talk about how we do like one leg balance exercises and how people can actually kind of contribute to their chronic pain rather than actually expel it. So if we're going into a one leg balance reach, right? A one leg balance reach or a one leg deadlift, right? Do either of those patterns, right? So do your little reach, right? So if you watch, turn just a little bit this way, right?
Okay.
So if you watch, and you can see that back foot turn out, right? You can see that back foot turn out, right? So, and it's happening on everybody right now, probably, right? So if you watch and you see that back foot turn out, so now face this way,
Okay.
right? Do that same thing, but let that foot turn out as much as you want it to.
I'm just gonna let it do
Right?
whatever it's
So
gonna do.
she's turning that back foot out, right? When that back foot turns out, what do you think happens at this hip? It also turns out, right? So if that hip turns out, what do you think happens at this hip? It's gonna have to go with it,
Yeah.
right? If this hip goes with this hip, what do you think happens at this knee? This knee rotates in as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
So now you have all your weight on this leg. Do your little one leg balance. You have all your weight on this leg. This knee is internally rotating,
Yes.
right? So if you stay on balance, all you're doing is increasing stress into this knee, right? You're not actually helping this leg. You're not increasing the stability and the support in an optimal position. You're increasing that stability and support in a compromised position. So what may actually happen is you increase pain in this leg thinking you're decreasing it, right? So what we have to do and what we're trying to train to do, and we hear this a lot in class, is to drag this foot back, right? And keep dragging that foot, keep it on the ground as long as you can, and it changes the angle of that back foot, right? It changes the angle. So now when you slide that foot across the floor, you're more likely to keep this foot in line and not turned out, right? And if this foot stays in line, this hip is gonna stay more in line, and it's not gonna pull this hip into that hip, right? So then this hip isn't gonna internally rotate this knee, and it's not gonna put so much pressure on top of this leg in a bad position. That's all.
It's true.